The night the emperor was crowned, he could not sleep, not because of joy, but because he knew his death had already begun. The palace was silent, too silent. Even the guards outside his chamber did not breathe too loudly. Inside, Emperor Taizu of Song lay on his bed, eyes wide open. The golden curtains around him felt like prison bars. The silk sheets felt like a burial cloth. He turned slowly. Every shadow in the room looked like a man with a dagger. Every flicker of candlelight felt like a signal. A warning. A countdown. Just days ago, he was not emperor. He was a general. A man of war. A man of loyalty. Or so he believed. It happened suddenly. Too suddenly. One morning he woke up as a soldier. By nightfall, he was forced onto a throne. Long live the emperor. They shouted it loudly. Too loudly. As if they were trying to convince themselves. Or hide something. His own soldiers. His own brothers in arms. They surrounded him. Knelt before him. And demanded he take the crown. At first, he refused. I serve the empire. I do not rule it. But their eyes were not asking. They were threatening. General, the empire needs you. That wasn't it. The empire didn't need him. They needed control. And he was just the safest face to wear the crown. So he accepted, not out of ambition, but out of fear, because he had seen this before. Too many times. The fall of the Han dynasty had broken everything. The land was cursed. Emperors rose like fire and died like smoke. One emperor poisoned in his wine. Another strangled in his sleep. Another stabbed by the very guards sworn to protect him. Every throne soaked in blood. Every crown heavier than a coffin. And now, that throne was his. He closed his eyes. But sleep did not come. Only memories. A battlefield. Smoke rising into the sky. Screams of dying men. And beside him stood General Han. Han was his closest friend. They had fought together for years. Saved each other's lives more times than they could count. They drank together. Laughed together. Dreamed together. I will follow you anywhere, Han once said. Taizu believed him. He trusted him more than anyone. But trust, in this world, was just another weapon. The night before Taizu became emperor, Han had smiled. I never thought I would bow to you, Han said softly. It sounded like a joke, but his eyes were cold. Taizu remembered that look now, lying in bed, staring into darkness. That was the moment everything changed. He sat up suddenly. His breath was sharp, his heart pounding. Outside, a guard shifted. Just a small movement, but it felt loud. Too loud. Taizu's hand moved under his pillow, gripping a hidden dagger. An emperor, holding a weapon like a frightened child. He almost laughed, but no sound came out. Because deep down, he knew the truth. Every man outside that door, every man who bowed before him today, might kill him tomorrow. Morning came, but it brought no peace. The court gathered, ministers in long robes, generals in shining armor, all kneeling, all smiling, all hail the emperor. Too loud, too perfect. Taizu sat on the throne, straight, still, watching. He studied their faces, every blink, every breath. Who would betray him first? The prime minister stepped forward. An old man, wise, dangerous. Your Majesty, he said, bowing deeply, the empire stands on the edge of chaos. Only your strength can restore order. Taizu nodded slowly. He had heard these words before, from men who later turned traitor. Then we must begin immediately, Taizu said. His voice was steady, but inside, he was drowning. The prime minister smiled, just slightly. Of course, he said. But first, there is something you must understand. The room grew quiet. Even the air felt heavy. The throne you sit on, the old man continued, is not given. He paused. His eyes met Taizu's. It is taken. A chill ran through the hall. Taizu did not move. But inside, something shifted. Yes, he said softly. I am aware. The prime minister bowed again. But this time, it felt different. like a warning or a challenge. Later that day, Taizu walked through the palace gardens. The flowers were blooming, bright, beautiful, alive. But he noticed something. Every path was guarded, every corner watched. Even here, even in a place of peace, there was no escape. A voice called out behind him, "Your Majesty." Turned. It was General Han. Of course it was. Han approached slowly, respectful, but something was off. "Do you enjoy the palace?" Han asked. Taizu studied him. "It is quiet," Taizu said. Han smiled. "Too quiet." Taizu did not answer. For a moment, they stood in silence, like strangers. "I never expected this," Han said finally. "Neither did I," Taizu replied. Han looked at the sky. "Do you remember," he said softly, "when we used to sleep on the battlefield?" Taizu nodded. "No walls, no guards, no fear." Han laughed quietly. "Funny, isn't it?" he said. "You were safer then than you are now." Taizu's eyes narrowed slightly. "What are you trying to say?" Han stepped closer. "I'm saying," he whispered, "you should be careful who you trust." Taizu's grip tightened. "Do you include yourself in that warning?" Han smiled. "That depends." What Taizu wanted to ask, but before he could, Han stepped back. "Enjoy your throne, Your Majesty," he said, and walked away. Taizu stood frozen. His heart was racing again. That conversation was not friendly. It was a test, or a threat. That night, Taizu did not even try to sleep. He sat by the window, watching the moon. The palace was quiet again, but this time, he noticed something. A shadow, moving, on the roof. His hand went to his dagger. His breath slowed. He stood up slowly, carefully. The shadow moved again, closer. A sound, a faint scrape. The window creaked open, and a figure slipped inside. Silent, fast, deadly. Taizu did not hesitate. He lunged forward. Steel clashed. The assassin moved like a ghost. Precise. Their blades met again. Sparks flew. Neither spoke, because words were useless now. Only survival mattered. The assassin aimed for his throat. Taizu barely dodged. Countered. A sharp strike. The assassin stepped back. They paused. For a split second. And that was enough. Taizu struck again. The blade cut deep. The assassin fell. Silence returned. Heavy. Final. Taizu stood there, breathing hard. He looked down. The assassin's mask slowly slipped off, and Taizu froze, because he recognized the face. It was one of his own guards, one of the men who stood outside his door every night, protecting him, or so he thought. Blood spread across the floor, and with it, the truth became clear. It had already begun. The betrayal, the blood, the war for the throne, and this was only the first attempt. Taizu wiped his blade slowly. His face hardened. No more hesitation, no more trust. If they wanted war, he would give it to them. But this time, he would strike first. Far away, in a dark chamber, a group of men sat in silence. Candles flickered, faces hidden, voices low. "Is he dead?" one asked. Another shook his head. "No." The pause. A quiet laugh. "Good." The voice was calm. Cold. "Let him live." "Why?" The voice whispered, "The game is more interesting when the emperor knows he is being hunted." The candles flickered again, and in the shadows, a familiar figure stepped forward. General Han, his eyes dark, his expression unreadable. "Prepare the next move," he said softly. Back in the palace, Taizu stood alone, holding the bloody dagger, and staring into the night. He whispered to himself, "How long before they come again?" The wind howled, the candles went out, and somewhere in the darkness, another blade was already waiting to be continued. The night the emperor